Peace. Let's talk about coronavirus and health. There's a graph going around showing the percentage of fatalities of individuals that are actually dying from the coronavirus dealing with race. Not people that are contracting the virus, but people that are actually dying. The chart shows 70%, so blacks are leading here in Chicago as far as deaths. And I'm pretty sure that should be like the same pretty much in the U.S. in different states, pretty much everywhere if you do the numbers. Um, Relating coronavirus with health. Now, let's use our brains. Let's use common sense. What is the like number one, number two cause of death as far as when it comes to diseases in African Americans? Think about it. Well, let me tell you, heart disease. Okay, heart disease can fall under a lot of things. You have coronary artery disease. Okay, you have high blood pressure. Okay, you have like mitral valve, stenosis. It's so many things that relates to heart disease. Now, dealing with high blood pressure and coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease is when you have a buildup of like plaque and deposits, inside the artery. So let's say your artery is the size of a water hose. Okay, when plaque builds up, it builds up along the sides of the wall, so it narrows the artery. So now, once was a water hose is now like a straw, reduced to a straw. So blood flow is like not great. You know what I'm saying? So what happens in order to compensate, the blood pressure goes up. They call it hypertension. So the stroke volume is high, the beat is harder. So it takes more beats and pressure to push that blood through the heart to perfuse certain organs, tissues, so forth and so on. Okay, that's why when you have hypertension, kidney failure results to that as well. So you have your patients that are hooked up on dialysis machines. The kidneys are not being perfused right, so the kidneys fail on you. Okay, so you have to have dialysis treatment 2 to 3 times out the week. Um, Diabetes type 2. Diabetes type 2 is a situation where the pancreas doesn't produce, it's an insufficient amount of insufficient amount of insulin that's being produced in the pancreas, or probably none at all. Okay, so your pancreas fail. So we have these autoimmune disease, diabetes type 2, and also you have heart disease, coronary artery disease, hypertension, you know. So you have these different situations that are occurring in the body. Now, a lot of my patients that are coronavirus patients are on dialysis machines. Ask yourself, why is that? You know what I mean? You have dialysis machines and also ventilators. You know what I'm saying? The ventilators are to pretty much push your pressure and oxygen to kind of keep those lungs open because the lungs are stiff. You develop pneumonia, you develop ARDS and possibly a septic shock. Okay, the coronavirus, first of all, doesn't pick certain races and say because you're black, we're going to knock out 70% of blacks, and because you're white, we're going to knock out 50% of whites and Hispanic 20%. No, it doesn't work that way. The coronavirus is not that sophisticated, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that artificial type of, intelligence, you should say, but it does have a form of intelligence. So the virus does carry RNA. It's a positive strand, single strand RNA. That's plus ssRNA. So this virus wants to hijack, and manipulate the pneumocyte type 2, which is a cell that's found in the lung. So hijacks that and manipulates it and ejects its RNA content inside, and it pretty much makes more viruses inside of the cell, eventually destroying the cell, which sends receptors to the lung, which causes the macrophages to react in a certain way, which is start eating up bacteria and things like that, and it start to defecate along the alveolar wall and the bronchioles, and it's hard to breathe. Inflammation occurs. Inflammation kicks in. Okay. Then your blood pressure drops. Okay, your blood pressure tanks. You get into tension. So now your organs are not being perfused. That's why you go into a multiple organ failure, or they say a multi-organ failure, because of the situation. I'll be making another video explaining the multi-organ failure and how this little small virus the size of a pin drop, smaller than that you can't even see, can take down a giant. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, the reason why this virus connects with different health issues, you have a stronger chance in fighting the virus if your immune system is strong. You know what I mean? You're eating healthy, you staying hydrated. You know what I mean, and so forth and so on. It's common sense. The reason why it's 70%, y'all know y'all don't eat right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us blacks don't eat right. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these diseases are prevalent, and those are underlying conditions. Underlying means something that's under, but then something comes about, like the coronavirus, and things that's happening there under that. You know what I'm saying? Superimposed. Now, the coronavirus is superimposed on top of something else. So those underlying conditions will get you in trouble because you have autoimmune type of diseases and other type of diseases. These are not the only two diseases that people have also that can trigger other things that can cause the immune system to be weak. You know what I mean? So it's other type of situations people have. You know, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love. All right. Stay healthy. You know, health is wealth. Health is key. All right. Fear, you know what I'm saying, ain't gonna win. Faith over fear. Fear will take you up quicker. You understand me? So you have to be strong. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that sympathetic nervous system to start breaking down. Okay? You need your immune system strong, intact. All right? Peace.